heart enumerates reasons for being, while the strength of your soul waters our seeds. You are tangible, serpentine fire, goddess, queen. Bear of peace, the last face I hope to see before I depart from this realm. And the touch I know will awake my slumber, may it be yours. I do promise to be committed and true. And all that you need from me, I will be always and forever yours.
This same month, a year ago, we eloped and had a spiritual ceremony, and we said that we wouldn't go anywhere else because we work here, we pay our taxes here, and we're not going to go to another state just to come back and our union not be recognized. We've had several people tell us, well, just go to New York or just go somewhere else. But no, we had faith that Alabama would move in a positive direction, and it has.
And Tori, the controversial decision by Judge Moore, basically creating a showdown now between the federal courts and the Alabama courts?
Well, it's not a decision. He made a statement, and what he's asking of people, it sounds like it's illegal. So.
What do you say to the judges, since he made his statement about not performing these ceremonies? What are your feelings, Tori? You also happen to be the field organizer for the Human Rights Campaign in Alabama.
I do. It's really hard to say anything about his statements, aside from that it sounds like he's standing in the way of justice and progress in Alabama, and we need to stop that legacy of officials doing that in this state.
Can you talk about how you met and how you came to decide to be married even before it was legal in Alabama?
Actually, we met on the floor of our apartment. I came to Tuskegee to visit my sister. My sister went to her alma mater, and actually we've been following each other in circles for 7 years, but we never actually formally met. So when I came down here, I thought she was cute, but I didn't think I was going to see her again, so I asked her a million and one questions, and she took my number down. She was supposed to email me some information that she never got to me about. So ironically, a month later, I came back down for homecoming, and she said, "I'm so sorry I didn't email you about all the things that I was supposed to talk to you about." And I didn't know who she was because she never contacted me, and she was dressed like she was going to a funeral. So I was just like, well, okay, that's fine. So we ended up talking, and we hit it off, and once again, I left her. And the next morning, that Sunday morning, she sent me a text message finally, and she was like, I hope you enjoyed your Tuskegee homecoming 2013. And I was like, who is this? And she got upset with me, and she was like, this is Tori. And she asked me if she could kidnap me, which really meant could she take me on a date, and she was late to our first date, but obviously she made up for it because we're here talking to you guys now.
And Tori, could you talk about the long battle to achieve marriage equality in Alabama? What some of the steps have been over the last few years of those seeking to gain equality?
Yeah, there have been quite a few organizations that have been working to achieve equality in addition to the Human Rights Campaign. And some of the methods have been providing visibility, being like we're regular people, so when more numbers of the LGBTQ community come out to community events, volunteering, it lets the general population really see us. And once you can attribute a person to this alphabet soup of letters that people oftentimes don't understand, it's harder to discriminate against. So one of the biggest methods in fighting the discrimination and the injustice that's going on in this state in terms of the LGBT community has been to provide visibility.
Alabama's Chief Justice Roy Moore has been one of most states' most outspoken critics of same-sex marriage. In a 2002 ruling in a child custody case, he called homosexuality a, quote, inherent evil. And on the campaign trail in 2012, he said same-sex marriage would be the, quote, ultimate destruction of the country. Earlier this month, Justice Moore appeared on ABC's Good Morning America.
Did they stop with one man, or one woman and one woman? Or do they go to multiple marriages? Or do they go marriages between men and their daughters or women and their sons?
also recently told the Associated Press, quote, 81% of the voters adopted the Alabama Sanctity of Marriage Amendment in the Alabama Constitution. I think they want leaders that will stand up against an unlawful intrusion of their sovereignty, and that's what we're seeing, he said. Tori Wolf-Sisson, if you could respond.
Well, that data comes from an election quite some time ago. So we're using outdated data for starters. Also, what's confusing about and problematic about his statements are that relationships happen regardless of their legitimacy, and the problems come when, right now I've sprained my ankle, and so my right driving foot is in a boot. The person that drives me around is my now wife. If she needs to go to the hospital or if I need to go, aside from this little piece of paper that says that we are legally married, in a lot of places I would not be able to visit her in the hospital because the non-discrimination policies do not extend to the LGBT community, our gender identity, sexual orientation, and that's a problem. So we're not, I don't really understand where some of his statements are coming from, what he's grasping from in the midst of the air, but it's confusing and problematic that there are people who are in love and operating as families, maybe not in the traditional sense that he's accustomed to, but they're families that love each other and care for each other, and their rights, protections, responsibilities, and duties that are deserved by families that are operating as families. It's not possible to have them without that piece of paper.